Alright guys, we are back in the car for the update to the drama. Dream literally released this video like 10 minutes ago. I'm literally at the cusp, at the forefront of this drama. It only has like 60,000 views. I had to just come hop outside and record this video. Let's see what this motherfucker has to say. This is a 9-minute video.
I posted a meme on Twitter that used the R word, and I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, genuinely. I think it's important to acknowledge right off the bat that that's not right. That's not how you should behave. I shouldn't have done it, period.
Yeah, this... So, this is dumb. This is classic Dream, right? He does something and then he immediately apologizes for it. He does something else and he immediately apologizes for it. Like, whether or not he's an asshole, I would at least have more respect for him if he stuck by whatever decisions that he made. If he truly believed that he shouldn't say the R slur, then he wouldn't have done it in the first place, right? If he thought that it was okay to post that and he was fine with posting that, or maybe posting it with context saying, look, I found this funny meme, haha, TommyInnit fans, such idiots, then he should have stuck with it. He should have said either R slur's not that bad, or I have ADHD, I have a mental disability, therefore I can say the word congratulations, I don't care. I would have respect for him for doing that, but he never does that. Dream never ever does that. And this happened many times during the truth video where he like over apologized. TommyInnit might over apologize, but like TommyInnit makes mistakes and bits and jokes, and then he realizes it's bad and apologizes. Dream, time and time again, makes calculated, thought out, typed out, premeditated responses, and then completely goes back on it when everybody doesn't like it, just to seem like he's a better guy. I mean, he's always done this. I've always been critical of it. This is nothing new. I'm not just like switching from Dream to Tommy. I'm not just switching sides here. I've always said that. I said that in the truth video when, for the most part, I was completely on his side. I was harping on Dream a little bit in the truth video for like over apologizing.
Now I want to talk about Tommy's video and why I was angry enough to post something so stupid.
Common Dream L. I was angry enough to post something so stupid. I think this guy does need to get off the internet.
Tommy, you and some of your friends have been spreading disproven lies about me for over a year and a half.
I get why he might be mad about the lies. That group being like, he's a pedophile all the time, which again, I don't like. We shouldn't joke about people being pedophiles unless we actually know for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of understandable, I guess, and I can understand why he sees that's not funny. To me, I think a joke is a joke, and I think if it's relevant and it's funny, I've seen a lot of Dream is a pedophile jokes. I think coming from a place of you know that he's not a pedophile and you're not actually spreading lies, like, yeah, we know Dream didn't do it, we're saying it for the purpose of the joke. As long as that is apparent, then I don't care about the jokes. Like, for example, in the boys content, they've made jokes about Dream, they've made jokes about other stuff. Because I know them and their group, it's clear that like literally everything they do and say in their video is a joke. And yes, they get edgy, they push the boundaries, but at the end of the day, everything is a joke. I think maybe the problem Dream has with Tommy's group is that a lot of the time, those kind of people, they do make jokes, they do make fun of people, but that community of people loves to take the moral high ground on issues. So when they joke about it, it feels like they're coming from a place of actually accusing Dream of being a pedophile and actually calling him out and actually believing the allegations. That's the difference. I understand that, and it would be more important for people to recognize that the allegations were false. He's made a good point there. I mean, I have to trust him at this point. Maybe there hasn't been enough recognition from that community that the allegations were false amid all the jokes.
For some reason, you and your friend group thought that you would kick me while I was down.
Well, first of all, that podcast clip, that was Tommy retelling an interaction between a fan and Tubbo, where the fan was out of touch for years, and Tubbo brought up allegations and everything. What they were laughing at was the reaction of the fan that had been so out of touch. Tommy did not give any indication that in that situation, Tubbo had or had not clarified that the allegations against Dream were false, if that makes any sense. Basically, who cares about that clip?
I mean, my friends are all idiots, but they have bloody good hearts.
Like, yeah, I know you're upset because they call you pedos, but they've got big hearts.
And you and your friends' references and the way you talk about women behind the scenes has been so sexist too. Shame on you guys.
I don't even know what this is about. You don't provide any context or evidence to what you're saying. TommyInnit, your racist behavior behind the scenes is unacceptable. You are a racist behind the scenes, and it's unacceptable. Shame on you. You're mad that I criticized your friends in a 3-hour-long live stream with screenshots and receipts of their not so good behavior, so you just make stuff up about my friends?
Yeah, this is I think this is where in the video yesterday I said I'm gonna give TommyInnit the benefit of the doubt. I think that's where I mentioned that Tommy perhaps has a tendency to overcorrect in the direction of being oversensitive and kind of pandering to the sensitivities of his audience and the community, to the point where maybe he might call George defending himself sexist. And I mentioned that hopefully he is not just calling them sexist for defending George or calling George sexist for defending himself. That's what I said in that video. I said that in that video. Hopefully that's not the case. Dream is claiming that's the case. It's true that Tommy did not provide any evidence whatsoever, and Dream definitely, Dream kind of destroyed his point there. Sexist behind the scenes, you know, what does that even mean, right? Who knows? It's he said, she said. Tommy might be oversensitive. What Dream does, he doesn't really lie. He provides evidence. He breaks down arguments. He's very smart, but he like says dumb shit and has to apologize for it later. That's his problem, but his problem is not lying. Maybe Dream's right. Maybe Tommy's being oversensitive. Maybe Tommy's right. Maybe there was some sexism and he's denying it, saying there's no evidence. Who knows, bro?
4 years ago, you were awful to me. When I was 16, you gave me YouTube advice, and you held that over my head for years.
I gave you YouTube advice because I thought that you were extremely talented, hardworking, and you had a big dream to be a YouTuber. And that's why with no expectations, we called for hours a day talking about YouTube, strategies, and ideas.
I actually remember that from a long time ago. I remember Tommy saying I was on Calls with Dream talking about YouTube for hours and stuff like that. I remember that.
And I never held this over your head. Most people hearing that I helped you at all are probably hearing this for the first time.
Dream's awesome. He should, like, probably for the past, 8 months, once a week, me and Dream will have, a 2-hour call.
I literally watched this stream, or this video. This might have been a stream. I think this is the moment I've literally seen this.
Like, Tommy, there's no way that you actually believe this. Saying I was so terrible to you with no examples or anything. Like, if you don't think that my intention was to help you, then what was my intention? Why did I do all of that?
I'm not just selling USB baby photos or lazily designed merchandise, all right? I'm doing the best with what I have.
Tommy, you say that like it's a slight on me, when my entire merch brand was built by my family in my hometown.
Dream basically called him a sellout, and then he was like, oh, my merch is better than your merch. My merch is better than your merch. I really don't care. I still don't care.
Tommy went with a merch company that actually had some really cool designs, with some very hardworking child laborers to make it possible. Unfortunately, that company also scammed a bunch of his viewers, and multiple of his creator friends got scammed and literally never got paid, and the company went bankrupt.
Nice accusations. I don't know if it's true or not, but whatever. I really don't care. Merch company did some shit. That's not Tommy's fault. And he's kind of taking the moral high ground, like, oh, your company does child labor. I mean, how much money has he made off of child labor, or how many products does he own that were made or funded through child labor? I don't know. It's kind of like a weird moral high ground argument.
But the difference between me and you, I put effort, my absolute best, into all these new things.
Tommy essentially belittles what I do, saying that what he does with his podcast and book are somehow more valuable or important than the videos that I make.
Yeah, he said, she said, blah blah blah. I'm better than you. I don't care about any of that. I still don't care about any of that.
I'm sure Tommy can knock out videos pretty quick, because at one point he had a literal editor sweatshop where his editors made less than minimum wage, and we're also getting fans to edit the videos for free for them. But to each their own. Everyone has a different style of YouTube. I don't get the high and mighty.
Of course, Dream was gonna pull out receipts. Dream is the expert at evidence and proving points that he makes. He offers more information, more evidence. That's not what Tommy's video was about. But in this video, I'm noticing Dream is very easily able to make and back up all the things he's saying, because he goes about it in such a smart way. And I believe the points he's saying that he's had evidence of, that TommyInnit outsources all of his labor and production and his editing and his merch, whereas I do it all myself. Sure, I believe him. Doesn't seem like there's much not to believe, but I don't see how it exactly matters. To the point of, am I an asshole or is Tommy an asshole? You do your brand and your content this way, he does his brand and his content that way. Who really cares? Other than obviously his point being, I don't think he's trying to put Tommy down, at least with him talking about how he does his content. He's just saying Tommy's not so much better than me in all his content and his projects. Sure, I agree with that. It really doesn't matter. You do things your way, you do things your way. Move on. Who cares?
But then Tommy says something I don't even know what. Just listen to this.
You harassed my mum as she was going through a divorce. The worst time of her life. You are like a proper movie villain.
So did Tommy lie? I said I'd give Tommy benefit of the doubt on this. I did say it doesn't make sense. What would Dream harass his mom about? I said it didn't make sense, but I gave TommyInnit the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't make sense that Tommy would lie about this. So let's see.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna reveal to you this harassment. The proper movie villain harassing of Tommy's mom that I did. Here it comes.
What the fuck is that? I'm not reading all that. I ain't reading all that.
And the context to this is that Tommy's mom was arguing with Dream fans on Twitter about Tommy making fun of my stutter in a video. Some of my fans were upset, and she was replying to them.
I probably was right about Tommy being kind of oversensitive. It depends, because I think maybe a lot of the things Dream says are tone deaf. I'm still not aware of the entire interaction, and maybe there were some things that he said that were tone deaf or tasteless, like the meme he posted. He clearly has a tendency to do that. That could have possibly been taken as harassment that he just doesn't realize or doesn't accept is that way. However, I think it's probably a combination of both. I think it's probably a little bit of lack of tact from Dream in pretty much all situations and a little oversensitivity from TommyInnit. I think both are at play here. I mean, I did try and focus on the facts for the TommyInnit video, but I cannot, I don't think I mentioned this, but I can't deny Tommy kind of went hard. He did not just present the facts. It was an emotional video. And I mean, he didn't provide evidence either. It seemed like an emotional response. And I agree with the things Tommy's saying. And I think that there definitely may have been some like tasteless stuff that Dream said, but I think it's both. I will say another thing though, it was not just Tommy's account, how Dream acted to Tommy about him helping him over on YouTube. I'll give one thing to TommyInnit, and this is why I said in the other video I gave him the benefit of the doubt, is because there were also multiple accounts of other people at the time, you know, mainly from Phil. It was the podcast clip where Phil also thought that what Dream said was off there. So that's the end of the video. As always, Dream has the most intelligent, most thorough response with the most amount of evidence and the most compelling facts. Now, the conclusion of all this, I think they're both right. I think over the years, Dream has said some stuff in bad taste. Dream has argued, Dream has said stupid stuff, Dream has gotten mad and typed out entire responses that he's had to apologize for later. And I think Dream and Tommy have tendencies to overcorrect and over-apologize to the sensitivities of others. I think it's just a thing with this community. I think Dream does need to get off the internet. I think he needs to stop posting, stop arguing, stop get off of social media, stop talking, stop doing all this. And I think Tommy maybe needs to be a little less offended about everything. Dream also needs to be less offended about everything, because then he wouldn't do this. They're both right, they both made their points, but I also think neither of them won. I think it's a clear case of drama brain and not shut the fuck up and move on brain on all sides. So as always, with petty drama, there's no winners. So congratulations, you're both right, but you both lose. This may be the last time I ever get invested in drama. This was such a waste of time. This was such a waste of time. Nothing ever comes out of this shit. Oh my god, this is exactly where I could see it was going. Neither of them did anything that bad. Whatever. Anyway, Deep Rock video, disappointing.